Have some flash flood warnings and flood advisories to tell you about at this time. So looking at the map here, we have a flash flood warning in effect for parts of the southern part of the valley in Phoenix, and also a flash flood warning down in Tucson, Casa Grande area. We also have a flood advisory in effect for the northern part of the valley, specifically Maricopa County under a flash flood warning in the Phoenix, Glendale, Surprise, Avondale, most of the West Valley basically until 7 a.m. under a flash flood warning, as well as the Levine area. According to the National Weather Service, we've also got a flood advisory in effect until 7:30 this morning for Surprise, Whitman, Sun City West. We've seen a lot of rain overnight. The Levine area about Dobbins and 19th Avenue registering 2 inches of rain in just the last 6 hours. So as we zoom in, this is where we're starting to see the heaviest rainfall at this hour right over the western portion of the valley, Surprise, Peoria, Deer Valley. Also, this is where that other flood advisory is in effect. Casa Grande still seeing a lot of lightning strikes out near Stanfield. Also, Coolidge and Florence getting hammered by the rain at this hour. Clouds and radar overnight. We see how those storms moved in right around 7:30 at night is when it started to slowly move in. By 10:30, then midnight, and then in those overnight hours, the valley absolutely covered in rain, and we heard that thunder overnight. Looking statewide, you can also see how it moved down from the north, tracking south overnight, and then into that southern part of the state as well, down in Casa Grande, Tucson, and that's where this storm is continuing to track, is more towards our south. Temperatures right now statewide, we're off to a cool start in the high country this morning. 50 degrees in Flagstaff, 64 in Winslow, 64 in Sedona, 63 degrees in Prescott. Down to our south where that rain is falling at this hour, 70 degrees in Tucson, 65 in Douglas. Of course, the western part of the state once again off to a very warm start this morning in Bullhead City. You're in the 90s already. You're going to warm up to 111 today in Bullhead City. So once again, the hot spot in the state is out on that western half of the central part of the state. The Grand Canyon will be about 79 degrees today, 76 in Flagstaff. Your storm chances are at 50% today for Flagstaff, so expect to see thunderstorms throughout the afternoon, very likely. Sedona and Prescott, you'll be in the mid to upper 80s today. Mostly clear skies. Here in Phoenix, I think we're going to top out at 104. Temperatures across the valley right now, we're in the mid to upper 70s right now, so a pretty cool start, but you'll also notice it is rather humid this morning as all of that rain continues to fall. We are going to look at Futurecast now, so at about 5:30, I should say, this morning. So we see all of that rain. It's going to continue to track through. By about 10 a.m., I think it'll mostly have cleared out of the valley and pushing into the eastern part of the valley and moving south. And then right around 1:30, you might still see a few pop-up storms over the mountains, and that could continue through 4 o'clock. Then that should finally clear out. A few clouds might move in, and then our drying trend starts. I think the valley will warm to 104 today. In many spots, 104 in Tempe and Ahwatukee, Buckeye and Goodyear a little cooler at 103, Cave Creek a little cooler still at 97. Your 7-day forecast breaks down like this. So we're going to keep that 20% chance of showers in the forecast as we continue to watch it fall this morning and moving into those afternoon hours. Then we start a drying trend tomorrow, and then those clouds move out of the forecast as well. For the rest of your work week, will be dry and will be hot, right around 106 by the end of the week. Thanks for logging on to ABC15.com. I'm Noheloani Graf, and we are tracking changes in your most accurate forecast. We're off to a rainy start this Sunday morning after some intense storm activity overnight. I think it's finally going to calm down by mid-morning. We will see afternoon storm chances return, although it'll be slight and mostly over the mountains, and then we begin a drying trend. So we're putting those storm chances at about a 10 to 20% chance of isolated storms possible this afternoon between 1 and 4 o'clock if we see them. In the meantime, we're going to dry out and warm up and top out around 104 today in the Phoenix metro area. So it will be a hot one on tap. Futurecast looks like this. At 8 o'clock this morning, we're still seeing some storm activity. It'll start to trend and move eastward out of the valley and then south. And I think our skies will mostly be clear right around 11 o'clock. We'll still see mostly sunny skies, a few clouds sticking around. If we see any storms popping up, they would be over the mountain areas between 1 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. So more isolated isolated storms. Then as we move through the evening and overnight hours, our skies clear over the valley. We might see a few clouds move in. Statewide, a similar trend happening. So 8 o'clock, we're still seeing that storm system here over the valley in the southern part of the state. Then this afternoon, we could see some storms pop up in the high country. Flagstaff has a 50% chance of storms this Sunday. Then by about 8 o'clock this evening, those chances move out. We move into those overnight hours and clear, and then more storm chances return along the rim tomorrow afternoon and into those early evening hours. Forecast highs across the state warm up like this. 76 today, I think, will be the high in Flagstaff. Mid to upper 80s in Sedona, Prescott area. Western part of the state is the hot spot. Once again, 111 in Bullhead City. Out in Show Low on the eastern half, upper 70s and upper 80s in the southeastern part of the state. Forecast lows overnight. It's going to be another cool one in the high country, dropping back down into the mid 50s. A little bit warmer, but still chilly in the Sedona Payson area. Here in the valley, we're going to be in the low 80s once again. And you'll see that across the East Valley. Our highs for today, though, going to be in the low 100s. 102 for Scottsdale, 101 for Mesa and Gilbert, 103 in Chandler. A bit warmer in Tempe at 104. We'll also see 104 in parts of the Western Valley. 104 in Litchfield Park and Avondale, a little cooler, 103 at Luke Air Force Base in Goodyear as well. And of course, if you're in the northern part of the valley, a little cooler still, just trending under those triple-digit temperatures. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. So we're keeping that 20% chance of storms in the forecast for today because we're still seeing some light rain this morning and then moving into those afternoon hours. Then we drop the storm chances. The clouds stick around to start your work week. Then the clouds clear out. We dry out and clear out for the rest of your work week. It's going to be a hot one, and we won't see those storm chances return until possibly next weekend.